Um, pop. Ah, did I just mess it up? I think I did. Oh, never mind, never mind, never mind. I don't know. Should I play? Uh, Let me just restart. Make sure it's like live, live. Close this. Okay, it's live, live. Uh, what the heck? I'll play some. I'll play higurashi. Haven't got an achievement in a minute. Done with the class I was in. Um, I thought. No, no, that's not it either. No, well, it's not the opening. Oh, but let me. Mm, not that one. What is the like? Is this it? Yeah, this is it. I like this. I like this one. Yeah, but I'm not gonna play it. Um, enough delay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to Keiichi as well. Ooh, looking good. You're looking sharp again this year. Cute, cute. Gonna take you home. Who are you talking to? I don't remember. Log doesn't go up. It doesn't go past the save play. Pikachu was wearing a shrine maiden outfit. I figured, but I was like, no way you're saying that to her. Mion. Yep. And his little outburst was completely understandable. Hideki-chan's clothes sure look like the real deal. Is that a real shrine maiden outfit? My grandmother made them by hand. They're quite authentic. Hideki-chan has an important task to do at the end of the festival, so she's wearing this. It's kind of loud. BGM. So music is just pretty loud. I see. Hideki-chan was on the executive committee because she performed all the shrine maiden rituals for the festival. It's about to go down. My work is only during the finale of the festival, so I can still play for a while. But we cannot afford to waste any time. Let us begin. Alright. It felt good to wander around the festival with just the 5 of us. Myung called everyone over to a stand that caught her attention and proposed a rather odd competition. Takoyaki eating race. Everyone has to buy their own. Ready? Go. Damn. Everybody has to buy their own. What about people that ain't got money? It's really like a get your money up type of challenge, bro. A standard in vendor stall, the takoyaki stand. What was especially standard for these kinds of events was the fact that they were simply balls of dough, takoyaki in name only. It burns. Are you okay, Keiichi-kun? Have some water. What's that punch sound? My, eating those scalding takoyaki whole is suicide. I guess the trick is to buy the ready-made ones that have been left there for a while. They really don't taste good. Damn, bro. I didn't even put anything inside of it. The stall next to it was a shaved ice stand. It was a little bit too early in the season for that, but right then it didn't matter. Let's do shaved ice done with the shaved ice eating race. Ready? Go. Shaved ice eating race? I can't. As long as you can melt it a bit with your body heat, then it's so cold. Not smart. Someone ordered it with plenty of syrup. It'll melt quickly when it's mixed up. Those stooges were too late. The moment they chose to tackle the head on was their downfall. Phew. Finished. So who won the fucking takoyaki in part? Kei-chan is done? That was too fast. It couldn't be. Keiichi-kun, you didn't add a order from the goldfish tank behind you, did you? Huh? That can't taste very good. Wait. Next to that was another old favorite, a cotton candy stand. Why don't we do this one next? Of course, the speed eating contest. Hey, how do you eat cotton candy quickly? How? Let's stop the close mark. Neil, Satoko, and I are all compressed the cotton candy with our bare hands. The time it took to stick the whole thing in our mouths, 3 seconds. Pause. I expected Satoko to figure it out, but I guess I didn't think Kei-chan would too. I expected Satoko to figure it out, but I didn't think Kei-chan would too. Can't have you treat me like I'm a newbie forever, can I? It won't taste very good. Kei-chan had also pressed it between her hands and stuck it into her mouth. It's probably the only place in Japan where people eat cotton candy like this. I think only Rena's cotton candy was happy with how it was eaten. It felt like we'd end up doing stuff like eat noodles through the nose contest or a human water pump at the goldfish scoop at the rate things were going. This woman would probably still win too. I'm simply no match for Miyato when it comes to eating repulsive things. Yeah, seriously. What's up with you guys? You telling me you don't want to have a blue Hawaii topped yakisoba eating contest? Huh? Shake. Oh, what? Shake. That's supposed to be like tisk tisk? Oh no, it's literally shake. Both Satoko and I shook our heads in unison. That's kind of doesn't really translate well. Can we have a game that doesn't involve food this time? Can we? Rena's proposal was a godsend. It was about time we played a different kind of game. It also seemed like neither Renan or Pikachu were any good at speed eating or gorging themselves. Occurring right now. I'll let you pick up the next game. Anything's fine. Well done, well done. I'm going to be the judge. Find cute things on the festival grounds. You have 1 minute. Fine by me. I know exactly what Renner likes. Alright. I think I can win with that. Ready? Go. Oh. Why aren't Keiichi-kun and Pikachu inciting? Why not? You know, Satoko dashed off madly, but Rika-chan and I calmly stayed right where we were. Could it be you've already found it? The cute thing? You've already found it. Keiichi too? Yeah. What is it? What is it? I can't wait. Both Rika-chan and I stood motionless for those few moments before Mion and Satoko returned. This is probably the first time we've gone head to head like this. It will be the first. Rika-chan, you expect to win with that, huh? I am a member of this club as well. Won't by any means is our society's third rule. Rika-chan sneered to the best of her ability. You're on. Both Mion and Satoko came back, each with their own plan of attack stuffed in their arms. Okay then, let's go in order. Let's start with the Clark Pleasant, Nichon. Too bad, you guys. I'm ending this now. This old man brought this. Where did she get those? I knew they weren't gonna draw no PNG on the screen, bro. How did I know? They were old tin, diamond-shaped signs. Pleb curry, stick coil incense, and ornament C? How about this? It's very understated. A little too understated. No. I see those stuck up on barbed wire fences. They were more nostalgic than cute. Can you explain what part of that is cute? There were puffs of smoke noisily shooting out of Ren's ears and nose, almost like a steam train. I didn't get it. I shall go up next. Is the hand-drawn poster from the Ladies Society's roasted corn stall. It was a really bad sketch done by a housewife. An anthropomorphic roasted corn drawn without any sort of real plan. His very existence invited a sense of sorrow to the viewer. What? They have that sound effect, but they can't just show an image of what you're describing. Bleep. That's the sound of blood jetting out of Rena's nose. It seems to have been rated higher than Mion's. I really didn't get it. It feels like your artistic sense is a little avant-garde by about 5 eons. Oh ho ho. Those are nothing but mass-produced signs after all. They had no chance against something hand-drawn. I couldn't even begin to follow the way those guys were thinking. Then I will be next. Next is Rika-chan, is it? What can you even do without anything? Did you and Satoko both forget? If Rika-chan felt like it, she could simply... After moving back about 10 yards, she began waddling up to her. Seeing that, both Mion and Satoko gasped. What did I say? Gasped. Oh no. Too late. Rika-chan tripped over nothing and lay motionless after falling down. Then I hurried over to her. Rika-chan, are you alright? Alright? Rika-chan had a lump on her forehead and tears welled up in her eyes. Only her fingers peeked out from her sleeves. This was the vital part. The palm of her hands were covered by her sleeves. She made a single... Huh? This was the vital part. The palm of her hands were covered by her sleeves. She made a single sound. Mew. A howl. Cute, cute. Going to take you home. I'd completely forgotten that the play that I personally had to use. Rena's face went completely red, her head bobbing back and forth with excitement. She embraced the bigger chin and began rubbing her cheek against her. Expect no less from her. Not a single element was overlooked. Oh, shrine maiden, drink of crying, knew it was perfect. A simple trip transcended into pure moe, and this is what you call art. Kei-chan has a pretty weird definition of art. I just pretend the sharp sting of those words cutting through me like a razor was a figment of my imagination. Kei-chan turned her gaze to me with a daunting smile as she was caressed by Rena, who was in full cute mode. Now, Keiichi, can you beat me? That cold smile is frightening, Kei-chan. It might just be my imagination, but I see a demon inside her sometimes. Kei-chan seems to have his own plan of attack. I wonder what he's going to show her. I also wish to observe the play Keiichi-san will make. I might have an idea what he's going to do. I thought he's going to do implement Rika into it somehow, but maybe he's going to do a direct attack. I also wish to observe the play Keiichi will make. Could it be? Is Keiichi also going to give a performance? I basked in their pointed stares. I pulled Rena, who gave no sign of canceling out of cute mode, away from Rika-chan. How? Cute thing. Keiichi can let go. I'll show you something even cuter, so just hold on for now. Huh? Oh, something even cuter? But it's a bit too crowded here. Let's go back there. Rena looked very surprised as I pulled her behind the shrine. I cannot fathom what Keiichi-san could possibly be planning. This is Kei-chan after all. No, it couldn't be. Keep on fighting. Yeah. After a bit, I returned. And a bit after that, so did Rena, dragging her feet. There's no way that scoundrel Kei-chan did something to innocent little Rena. Mion and Satoko passed by me, heading straight to Rena. What exactly did he do to you? For a moment, Rena was too dazed to realize someone was talking to her. Gasp. How? Oh, it's Mi-chan. How? Rena, are you alright? Did Kei-chan do anything to you? No, he didn't do anything strange to me. Oh. This is quite severe. Exactly, what did Keiichi-san show you? It was so cute. How? Cute? What did he show you? Man, pull down his pants, bro. Demon. No, I don't know. I feel like he had like a mirror or some shit. I don't know. What did he show you, Rena? Rena let out a really long howl. Her eyes sparkled as she spoke. Cute, so cute. This Keiichi-kun's what? Huh? Whamp. Womp. In the blink of an eye, Mion and Satoko's elbow smashed into my face. Huh? Oh, what? What? Furry little seal. She's showing Rena something so dirty. You sick pervert. I shall have you beaten into oblivion. Wait, you got it all wrong. A dark billowing air flowed from Mion and Satoko. It was no good. They're gonna kill me. Mi-chan, I'm not sure what's going on, but you've got it all wrong. You see, Keiichi-kun had... It's a fur seal keychain. Keiichi-kun stuck her hand into my pocket and pulled out my keychain. Yeah? He said he made it long ago for one of his summer school assignments. He said he doesn't show it to others often because it's embarrassing. Yeah, so small and cute. He tried his best to make it. It's so wonderful. Oh, oh. Myself, I thought you meant it was Keiji's cute little fursuit. Oh ho ho ho. I'd expect no less from Mion-san. You misconstrued things in the wildest ways. They slung insults at each other and looked like they were ready to tear into each other at any second. I beg of you, if I'm in the clear, would you mind getting off of me? We're interrupted by the flash of this fucker. By the flash of a camera. Hey guys. Y'all seem energetic as usual. It was Tomitake-san. As I lay crumpled on the ground, Mion and Satoko continued to bicker above me. Yuki-chan was patting me on the head and Rena was still in cute mode. It was probably quite a lively scene. But playing this game just makes me want to watch the show. Like, not play it anymore. But I have to. Otherwise my money will be for naught. It's a fine evening indeed, although it's rather poor etiquette to photograph a lady without her permission. That's right. At least you don't really need Satoko's permission. Satoko dug her heel into me. Good evening. You're heading back tomorrow, aren't you? Are you able to take lots of good photos? Thanks to you, I got plenty of good shots. Tonight's the last night we can see old Tomitake-sama, isn't it? Such a shame. Hurry up and have your major breakout soon. Just as rude as ever, aren't you? What the fuck is you talking about, bro? It's like the second person, and probably more, to tell you why the fuck you taking pictures of people without their permission and he continues to do it. Like, what? I really am sad I won't be able to hear that voice of yours for almost half a year. Be sure to have as much fun as you can tonight. You'll be back in Tokyo tomorrow after all. That's true. It'll be another 6 months so I can enjoy another night where I can see the stars. Tomitake-san looked up at the night sky cheerfully. At that moment, even though he was smiling, I sensed a bit of sadness. Why don't you move here, Tomitake-san? Hinamizawa. Tomitake-san was speechless. It's not very convenient here. No shops or recreational spots. There might not be anything really here, but you know, everyone knew what I was trying to say. Tomitake-san was also well aware. So Rena, Mion, Satoko, and Rika-chan, none of them butted in. I've only been here for less than a month, so I don't really know everything about it. Normally I'm a really talkative guy, but in a situation like this, I'm at a loss for words. Even though all this was happening in such a boisterous setting, it felt like if all the background noise was fading into the distance. This place is probably... Tomitake-san rested his hand over gently, selling to me. Thank you, Keiichi-kun, Mion-chan, Helena-chan, Satoko-chan, and Rika-chan. Tomitake-san's smile was so slight, it looked as if it was going to crumble at any minute, but it was warm. I also think it'd be great if I could live here. Those might have been cruel words coming from a kid who didn't need to worry about working to feed himself. A hand touched my back. It was Helena. Keiichi-kun. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong fucking category. I just realized. Why the fuck am I in here? Chapter 1. You should pick on adults. It's not nice. Huh? The background clamor of the festival returned. We won't be seeing him for a while after all. Yeah. We need to make sure Tomitake-san also enjoys tonight. But he's not gonna leave, bro. He's gonna go to that temple. Or whatever they have. When Rena smiled, the mood instantly got brighter. That's true. I think I'll do just that. Ah. Hey, Mi-chan. How about it? Can we let Tomitake-san in on our club activities? Please, no. It's a great idea. Or so I thought, but Mion had a snobbish look on her face. One of the requirements for membership is residence in Hinamizawa, you see. Come on, Mi-chan, just for today. Don't be mean. Bro, use that gun on your fucking shoulder, bro. Well, he does come around often every year. I'm making him an honorary citizen. Whoa, yeah. Now then, I wonder if this aged fellow, well past his prime, will be a match for me. Let's have him show us the wisdom of a mature adult. Huh. Can you keep up with us youngins? Tomitake-san stepped back slightly at our audacious grins. I, Mion Sonozaki, club president, do hereby authorize honorary citizen Tomitake's entry into our club. Her words were quickly drowned out by our cheers. What do you mean by club? What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society. We perform various activities with various rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. I'm pretty weak, so I'd prefer you not single me out. Let's try to get along. If you wish to mock our childish games, this will be the perfect opportunity. We'll leave you with nothing. We won't even leave the hairs on your butt. So it's a club where we play games together. Of course, Pikachu was the only one to give an answer that made sense. Alright, just what I wanted. I'll take you up on that challenge. Don't be too rough on me, my mentors. Tomitake-san got riled up and did a victory pose like he was 10 years younger. That's perfect. We continue walking through the festival with Mion in the front. Now we look like a family of 6. Single dad. Had some intensity to it. Same rules as always. The loser will of course be subject to a penalty. Tomitake-san was a bit surprised, but to us it was just the same as always. Regardless of how terrible a penalty it was, just don't lose. Rena was also brimming with determination. She didn't have any intention of losing. That's true. Tousled Rena's hair to lighten the mood. She giggled to hide her embarrassment. Flex man, Keiichi's putting on the moves, bro. I swear. I see. This is what I meant to feel like a kid again. Tomitake-san whispered that to nobody in particular. At that moment, we heard an old man call out in a strong voice. Looking over, I realized it was the man Mion had greeted right before the festival. You're here. They're gonna show a sprite or just speaking to the boy? Little Miss Sonozaki, seems you brought quite the crowd. Yep, the void. We came to eradicate your entire stall. His stall was a shooting gallery. It was the usual setup where you had to knock down the prize you wanted with a quirk gun. The rules are simple. 3 shots. The winner is whoever gets the biggest prize. Everybody shouted their agreement. There's no need to consider how to win, since the condition for victory was simply size. The biggest prize at the stall, it went without question. It was that one, wasn't it? Whoa, that teddy bear. Cute. Rena was gazing longingly at a large stuffed animal. It was intentionally placed on an unsteady platform, so it was possible to get it if you hit the right spot. It's magnificently set up to make someone think that. Not bad, Keiichi-san. I figured you would see through the scam instantly. The most logical course of action would be to aim for some candy or a doll. Yeah. The intent analysis had already begun. In this club, you'll get eaten alive if you don't come prepared. Everything hinges on what plan you can come up with before the main event. At some point, a large crowd had gathered around us, making a big fuss. There was this much of a following for our club's infamous event. Knocking that bear down ensures a win. Only 3 shots. To use them all just trying, that'd be rough. True. Hey, I have other customers waiting, you know? Who's up first? The first one has the advantage of being able to aim for the easier prizes, but it's dangerous to compete without knowing the gun's quirks. Pakistan's take on the situation was pretty good. He gets what our club is about. Well then, to be fair, how about using rock, paper, scissors to decide? How about it? That's really the only way. Rock, paper, scissors. After a couple of matches, ended up with me on being first. I didn't want it to end. Why can't I speak? I didn't want to end up first. Ah well, I'll just think of it as a handicap. Gramps, gun. Here you go. When the shooting range guy handed her a rifle, Mion looked it over intently. She didn't forget to check the cork bullet either. Okay. This gun's brand new, isn't it? No faults. Not bad. Mion raised the gun in one swift motion. It was completely different from her careful inspection. She was shooting from the hip. Fire. Reload. Fire. Reload. Fire. Flop. Flop, flop. 3 candy boxes fell, one after the other. A big haul. The crowd paused in a moment of awe and then erupted in cheers. Whoa, awesome. That was quite good. Taki-san was at a loss for words after seeing such shooting prowess. She doesn't walk around with a gun for nothing. Amazing, Michon. 3. Her accuracy was incredible. Her choice of targets wasn't bad either. The 3 Mion had gone after were fairly large and pretty easy to knock over. They were all targets with very high return on investment. Who's up next? Satoko? Careful, the bullets are light. Next was Satoko. The rifle looked a bit big for her life body, but it didn't seem like she had any problems with the weight. Of course, I shall aim for the grand prize. She proclaimed that she was going after the teddy bear. Damn, Satoko, such a bold move. The moment she knocks it over, she's guaranteed to be in first. Good luck, Satoko-chan. Oh, there's I'm trying to remember how this went in the show. I'm trying to remember the punishment, but I can't remember. Good luck, Satoko-chan. Satoko was the opposite of Mion. She aimed at the target quite carefully and squeezed the trigger. Bah, these bullets are too light. The first bullet struck the bear in the torso, but it only shifted a bit. You need to aim higher towards the head or it won't work. Because the third bullet wasn't aimed at the bear, but at the candy box below its arm. I hate to say it, but it appears the bear is just too much for me. She went boldly after the big catch, but since she switched over to less impulsive prey at the last second, the crowd only gave a strained laugh. Strained. Were they laughing because she lacked the courage? These fools know nothing. A fine attempt, Satoko. You've gotten better. The palm of Mion's outstretched hand went pump as it tapped down slightly on Satoko. She appeared to just be talking hot air, but this was actually completely calculated. Damn that Satoko. Just to avoid being in last place, she dared to switch over to an easy target. Without shame or honor. Magnificent. I'll allow you to take the bear, Renaissance. I pray for your victory. Okay. Thanks so much, Satoko-chan. Oh, bear. Bear-san, so cute. Bruno's up next. She could have hit the broadside of a barn as regular right now, but she said that bear was cute. I wonder how Rena-chan will do. I hope she's able to hit at least one. You're underestimating Rena, Tomitake-san. Huh. It's Rena, you know? Rena Ryugu, you know? I thought he was gonna have a third one. It's Reina Ryugu. If it was to get that teddy bear, whoa. Tomitake-san wheeled around to see what all the commotion the spectators were making was about. If it was to get that bear, she'd be able to shoot through a pinhole. The one known as Rena Ryugu could do it. Shaking, shaking. Oh, cute. Rena couldn't hide her excitement over the bear's slow rocking. Now Rena couldn't lose. Not bad, Rena-san. The less collected you become, the stronger you get. Damn, did she get it? Whoa. Another big chair. Rena's bullet hit the bear's forehead again. Not enough. The bear seemed to wobble more than before. But it might not be possible. You never know. Rena-chan's skill, it might be. While Tomitake-san was just as excited as the crowd, Rika-chan's analysis was not swayed by emotion. If Rena had 10 more shots, then she could surely knock it over. But with just one more, no matter how you looked at it, no go. Ow! The crowd let out a dejected groan. She had shot it right in the forehead 3 times. Who said ow though? It was a bit late, but they gave her a good round of applause for the attempt. Bear-san, take him home. Oh. She should be praised for her valor, but she had no trophies to show for it. Then, at that moment, the old man flicked one of the candy boxes with his finger and handed it to her. This man's cheating. This is for you, little lady. Huh? You're giving this to me? Home? The gods wouldn't forgive me if I let you go home empty-handed after such a display. There's another shower of applause. Bro. Is everybody gonna get a fucking handout? What if Rika-chan just asked for it, bro? You gonna hand it over to her? Then it turned bright red and I pulled her back over to aspire her hand. You did a good job. Your cute mode really surprised me. Oh, I really wanted Mr. Bear. Wow. It was easy to see that I only needed a little more to be knocked over. Then I had done quite a lot for me. I still needed to pay her back for a delicious picnic. Alright, then I'll get it and give it to you. Bro, what? Tomitake-san had stolen the words right out of my mouth. Okay. Please, Tomitake-san. Good luck. Damn you, old man, Tomitake. AKE. Drop the Tomi part and put DR, bro. Stealing the good parts for yourself. A small hand outstretched over and fell gently on my head just before I was overcome with frustration. You keep on fighting too, Keiichi. Okay. Tomitake-san carefully studied the bear. Setting his sights, he shouldered the rifle while holding the other 2 shots in his hand. Why is he doing that? It's ex-military, bro. No death grips. Yes, no doubt. Tomitake-san is aiming for. The time between shots was short. It was meaningless to shoot again once it stopped shaking. So Tomitake-san was relying on rapid fire to win the battle. It was visibly wobbling more than ever. Yeah, much more than it ever had before. But that was all. It still didn't fall over. Oh, too bad. Oh, then its momentary expectation from watching it sway violently turned into a dejected sigh. I really thought it would work. Oh. It seems that since you're a man, you will not be receiving any candy. That was it. It meant Tomitake-san had no spoils of war. So both Kei-chan and Rika-chan can just shoot down a small, easy prize and avoid being dead last. Avoid being a loser, huh? Oh, sorry about that. It's your turn next, Keiji-kun. Best of luck. I was the 5th shooter. I took the rifle from Tony Takis-san. If I took the ruthless or as Mion had suggested, then I'd go for a small target. Except, when I picked up the rifle, I definitely got a feeling from it. It was burning passion, passed down to me by Tony Takis-san. The regret of not being man enough to fell the bear that Renner wanted. Yes, that's right. If I didn't aim for the bear, then I wouldn't be a man. After all, that was my promise to Renner. Huh? Huh? What promise? What? To shoot down that bear. To give it to Renner. That one. You mean... Oh. The crowd went wild when they saw our conversation. Ooh. Cool, Oni-chan. You got balls, man. That's not it. Fine men of the crowd. If I didn't do this, then Renner might mug the old man running the stall on his way home. Okay. Nah, that's not it. That's not it at all. Why can't I just express my honest feelings? Bro, I'm telling you. It made Keiichi so relatable, bro. It's not funny. Keiichi-san surely talks the talk. But how do you actually intend to bring down the bear? But can he walk the walk? I was hoping that was the next one. And then Tomi Take-san's shot did make it tilt a bit, but I think finishing the job will be difficult. Keiichi-kun, if only there was some way to shoot faster, I'd be able to pile more power on the sway from each hit. Good luck, Keiichi-kun. Shoot the shopkeep while he's blinded. Take the bear. Shoot the shopkeep. He recoils in pain against the stand, and then you get the bear. After taking 2 deep breaths, I shouted over to the guy, 2 more rifles. Huh? The crowd murmured amongst themselves. I wonder what Keiichi-san is up to. One person can't handle 3 rifles at once. I get it. Nice thinking, Kei-chan. Mion was able to figure it out magnificently. But basically what was taking the most time was reloading the shot. That's right. And by putting 3 preloaded rifles next to each other, Tenseki-san went silent, peering at me, and then in the bear through his lens. His photographer's blood predicted a miracle will occur, and then the crowd finally picked up on what I was planning. They let out a great cheer. They chanted my name, Keiichi. Rapid fire is the key. If I miss, all is for naught. Phew. After letting out a deep breath, I paused. Relax. Now. At that moment, it felt like time itself had stopped. It felt like I could see the trajectory of the bullets, hit it, and knock it down. The first shot hit the bear on its head. The second, the third, the bear swayed hard, and then nothing. Ooh, my boy Keiichi, bro. God. Yeah. Oh. The cheers began before the stuffed animal even finished falling off the shelf. The guy caught it before it hit the ground and tossed it over to me. You actually knocked it over. You got me. Amazing. Congratulations, Keiichi-kun. Keiichi-san has finally learned how to use his head. I see you in a slightly better light now. I didn't do it all by myself. Everyone hit it, and those small bits together brought it down. This trophy belongs to all of us. Right. This is from all of us working together. Me didn't hit a single time. I was just about to say it. After holding up the teddy bear like it was a championship trophy, I handed it to Rena. Here. This is from me. No, from everyone. Thanks for always making your delicious lunches. Rena, thinking she is never actually gonna get it, was momentarily speechless. I can't, Keiichi-kun. This is everyone's after all. Oh. In that case, I was the one who knocked it down. And it's mine. It's mine. So I'm giving it to Rena. I pushed the stuffed animal towards her again. This time she embraced and accepted it. You've watched out for me ever since I moved here, after all. I'm really grateful, you see. Thanks a lot. How? Keiichi-kun? Thanks so much. Rena dove at me. Mion told me a few days later that Rena kissed me, but I didn't realize it during all the excitement at the time. Damn, what a beautiful ending. I remembered what I was trying to say to Tomitake-san earlier. There really isn't much of anything here, but there are lots of things you can't find anywhere else. I gained a lot from coming to Hinamizawa, especially at that moment. The crowd's cheers echoed on and on. From the altar set up in front of the shrine, the drums sounded with a booming echo. It was the finale of the festival. I'll be going off ahead then. Uh-oh. I need to go and get myself a good spot too. Well then everyone, see you in a bit. Hold on. What about the punishment? Both Rika-chan and Tomitake-san gave their farewells and disappeared into the crowd. I wish both of you the best in your endeavors. Now, shall we be off? Yeah, might as well go see Rika-chan's charming figure. Let's go. Yeah. Huh? Where's Grana? Oh, what are you doing? Keiichi-kun, Mi-chan, save me. Since she was carrying such a ridiculously large... It's that big? I was thinking like, typical size, you know? But this shit's fucking... What? Ridiculously large stuffed animal. She was being carried by the flow of people. What is she doing? She must have had her hands full taking care of that bear. So I'll leave dinner in your care, Kei-chan. I have my hands full taking care of Satoko. Who would want to be looked after you by... who would want to be looked after by you, Mion-san? Ouch. Please don't pull on my arm. Before losing sight of Mion, I grabbed the back of Rena's collar. Keiichi-kun, not there. Don't grab me there. Always so bossy. Where can I grab them? Home. I didn't feel ashamed at all. I was ashamed enough for the both of us. I grabbed onto Anna's hand and dashed after Mion and the others. We're gonna be late. Let's hurry up. Yeah. I didn't realize Anna's hand was so delicate. Maybe she needed a bit more exercise and nutrition. That wasn't what I meant. Not at all. My ears burned. I tried to keep calm. I repeated the phrase, "Keep it together, Keiichi," in my mind, but it didn't look like it would be able to help. It didn't look like I would be able to anytime soon. I really didn't want Rena to see my face right then, so I pushed onwards, dragging her along without looking back even once. There's already a huge group of people gathered at the altar in front of the shrine. The fire at the altar made it as bright as midday and just as hot. There was a pile of futons bordered with sanctified rope in front of the altar. The altar, she supposed. Come to think of it, they did say it was a festival where they did something with the cotton futons. Keiichi-san, Rena-san, we're over here. Sadako waved her hand from the front row. Sorry. Making our way through the mass of people, we reached the spot they'd saved. How was it? Were you able to have a little bit of excitement, Rena? You punk. So that's what your plan was. Instead of replying, Mion gave us a perverse grin. How was it, Rena? Was Kei-chan's hand bigger than you thought it would be? Haha. And it turned bright red puffs of steam shouting out her there. I heard something slice through the air and turned around to see Mion on the ground with a welt on her face. Mion, when were you hit? Between the ha and o over a howl, I think. I don't know. It's not good to punch your friends to hide your embarrassment. I didn't hit her. Whatever. Oh. thunderous beat of the drum echoed, silencing the crowd. You must all be quiet. It's beginning. It was a solemn ritual. Rika-chan entered dressed as a shrine maiden, followed by members of the municipal committee. The elders all looked at Rika-chan and clasped their hands in praise. The only thing allowed to disturb the profound silence was the flash from Tomitake-san's camera. What's the big thing Rika-chan is holding? A hoe that's used for this festival. It's a sacred farming tool that only the shrine maiden may touch. It was an awkward shape for a piece of farm equipment, not uncommon for something used in rituals. After reciting a Shinto prayer, Rika-chan approached the pile of futons gathered at the altar. She swung the hoe skillfully, plowing it into the futons. Each and every little movement of this performance probably had to be done in a certain way. Without a doubt, this was a ritual. What's next? Airing out futons? She's purifying futons that absorb illnesses from people over the winter. So when Kei-chan said airing out futons, he wasn't completely wrong. Rika-chan's face was already dripping with sweat. That hoe was probably really heavy. She staggered side to side with the momentum of each swing. Sadako looked on, silently lending her support. Worried? Rika practiced every single day with a mochi hammer. She will certainly prevail. Sadako's hands were sweaty, and whenever Rika-chan started to sway a little, she held her breath. Why wasn't Mion a candidate to be the shrine maiden? It feels wrong having Rika-chan swing around something so heavy. I'd do it if they asked me, you know? And well, it's not something just anyone can do. That's true. Shrine maidens need to be pure after all. Mion drove her elbow into my side. With the thud of the big drum, Rika-chan gave a solemn bow and descended from the altar. That triggered a round of generous applause. After the Shinto priest had raised up the cleansed futons like a portable altar, all the spectators stood up. Following after the priest, we all marched on at a moderate pace. They descended the shrine's giant stairs in a line. What's happening now? Washing the futon in the river? Ahahaha. Watanagashi means setting cotton adrift, you know? The procession continued right up to the bank of the stream. A fire was stoked high and it was bright as day here too. People started crowding around it and clamoring. Alright, get in line. Line up, Keiichi-kun. I wondered what was up. Maybe we'd get some holy wine. Red and white bean buns? Ha ha ha. It's not food. I said it was cotton. Ah, but of course, they didn't call it the Watanagashi for nothing. I finally understood. The municipal community members pulled out the cotton from inside the futons and balled it up like mochi, handing it out to people. Then I dove into the line and brought out some for me as well. Then proceeded to the bank of the stream. Since it's your first time, Keiichi-kun, just copy what I do. She held the cotton in her right hand, and waving her hand as if to purify it, she touched it to her forehead, chest, navel, and both thighs. You do this 3 times, and it's time to give thanks to Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama, what's that? The name of the shrine's god? Yes, it's the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Deity, devil. Brings about both miracles and curses. So you must be sure to show respect. That sounded like a pretty frightening god. But well, when in Rome, I was officially a resident of Hinamizawa now, after all. Doing as Vanessa showed me, I touched the cotton over myself 3 times. Cotton from, what do they call them? Futons? From people that were sick. You put that on your face, your chest, your navel, your 2 thighs. And then somehow, some way, I know they have like, the shot is what gives it to you or what keeps you temporarily sated from the virus in your throat. But what if it's like sticking sick people's futons all over yourself? Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Yeah. This way all the evil that possesses you is sucked out by the cotton. Then you let it gently drift away on the stream, and you're done. Together, Brenna and I set our pieces of cotton afloat on the surface of the water. The flowers of cotton blooming in the water had sucked out all the evil festering in Hinamizawa and drifted off, disappearing into the distance. It was wonderful, like those floating lantern festivals I'd seen on TV. The best part, though, was feeling like this rite of passage had made me a true resident of Hinamizawa. While staring off into the stream, I somehow got separated from it all. I don't know. I wasn't very lonely though. I know this place now. This is where I live, my home. It's probably better if I just stay here instead of wandering around aimlessly. Someone would surely find me while I was enjoying the evening breeze. I heard a familiar voice. It was Tomitake-san's. Oh no. Is this first ending he tells you to go in there with him? Fuck. I headed towards it. How did it go, Tomitake-san? Were you able to get some good shots? Yeah, fortunately. Tomitake-san was with a girl. I felt a little like I was intruding. Yeah, this bitch. Ah, brother. How was it, Keiichi-kun? What? Did you enjoy the festival? From the way she spoke, it seemed like she was a resident of Hinamizawa. I really should try to remember people's faces around here. What was her name? Well, it was fun. My face must have given away how desperately I was trying to remember her name, because she gave a light-hearted chuckle. It's probably because it hasn't been long since you moved here. It's pretty hard to believe, seeing how friendly you've gotten with the other kids. That's how it looked. It was probably all thanks to Dena and Mion. Perhaps you feel more like a resident of Hinamizawa after taking part in the festival today. You still not gonna say this bitch's name, bro? I wonder about that. Oh, that's not like you. I tried to get used to Hinamizawa. Yeah. But there were still plenty of things I didn't know. The faces of people I'd met, for example. Things that had happened in the past as well. Oh, you're feeling left out because of something like that? It's not so much as feeling left out. It's just, I'm not sure how to say it. That incident at the dam construction site. The fighting over it and other conflicts. That terrible incident they pretended they didn't even know about whenever I brought it up. Even though it was in the past. As someone living in Hinamizawa, it wasn't wrong to want to know about both the good and the bad that had happened here. If it will put you at ease, then I'll tell you everything I know. That wasn't ended in quotations, but apparently it was said verbally. This has happened a few times so far, where I'm thinking it's his inner thoughts. But then they respond, and I'm just like, what? What? He said that? I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but still. If it put you at ease, then I'll tell you everything I know. Tomitake-san's smile made me more relieved than I'd ever been. She still hasn't said anything. It was hard to think of what to ask when someone said, ask me anything though. Even when there was so much I wanted to ask. Then, could you tell me about what happened when the dam was being constructed? There's a big incident where Hinamizawa was going to be submerged, right? I think the locals will be more knowledgeable about the dam than I am. Well, if you don't mind, I'll tell you what I know. It's only what I read in the newspaper, though. Tomitake-san's eyes entered an unfocused gaze as he searched through his memory, and he spoke. The decision to start the dam project was finalized 7 or 8 years ago. I heard it was the next major project after Kurobe. Kurobe. There were 3 major issues in Japan at the time: improving inter-island transportation infrastructure, meeting the higher demand for electricity, and flood control. There was a boom of dam building due to massive economic stimulus they provided on top of generating electricity and flood control. Hinamizawa has the right conditions to support the dam construction, so it was singled out to support dam construction. The dam reservoir would have covered quite a lot of ground when it was completed. The entire area right up to Yagoichi had was right up to Yagoichi Way upstream would be underwater. Yagoichi. But why did they have to pick a populated area like Hinamizawa? Couldn't they have instead picked a place where nobody lived? I'm not really sure why, but I heard that it was just the right terrain for building a dam. Of course, there were protests here in Hinamizawa. Nika-chan had said there was a battle. From that choice of words, I had to guess things had turned violent. There was a trial, and it was even brought up before the national diet. Huh? It was covered in the Tokyo newspapers too. Miona told me all about that as well. I'm sure every resident of Hinamizawa had united to fight together. The feeling of solidarity found here, which could not be expressed properly with mere words, was likely brought about by that battle. As a result, bribery and scandals were brought to light. As things got more and more complicated, they eventually halted construction. If I wanted to know, now was my only chance to ask. It was certainly a bizarre incident that boys my age would be curious about. Certainly a bizarre incident. I felt a little shame from the fact that I was petty enough to have my curiosity piqued by Rena and Mion's refusal to talk about the event. But I figured I might as well ask since I had the chance, just so I'd stop thinking about it so much. So, there was a dismemberment, right? There was. I happened to be here in Hinamizawa at the time, so I remember it well. Tomitake-san's answer was nonchalant in contrast to my hesitantly forced out question. It was about this time, 4 years ago. It was the day of the Watanagashi, if I recall correctly. That's right. There's like some rule to it, like it's a night of, somebody dies, and then the week up, some bad stuff happens or something like that. I don't know the rules exactly, but no, it's like night of a pair dies. There's rules to it. It was the day of the Watanagashi, if I recall correctly. Debate on whether to continue construction on the dam was in disarray. Scandal after scandal rocked the project near the end. The incident that was the final nail in the coffin for the dam project. A fight at the dam construction site ended in the victim being murdered. Fearing prosecution, the 6 assailants divided the remains into 6 pieces and each hid one. 5 of the 6 criminals turned themselves in out of guilt, but one was still on the run. The right arm he'd hidden had yet to be found. The major details lined up with what was in the tabloid I'd read earlier. It certainly was a tragic incident, but it wasn't so terrible that Rena and Mion needed to hide it from me. I guess they didn't want somebody who just moved here to have a negative impression of Hinamizawa. I felt grateful for having friends who worried so much about me, as well as shame for still being so interested in it. It was near the end of all the trouble with the dam, you see. So they were about to just peacefully resolve this until they got angry and started fighting. So everyone was saying that it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. Oyashiro-sama's curse, huh? Oyashiro-sama was the name of the god at the shrine that held the festival today. If I recall it correctly. I see. The guardian deity rained divine punishment down on the evil dam construction for trying to flood Hinamizawa. Apparently, the younger ones didn't think so, but it seems the elderly in the village never doubted that it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman with Tomitake-san said with a mischievous chuckle. Tomitake-san began laughing with her. It was so infectious that I ended up laughing as well. But I wonder about now. There are quite a few, I think, amongst the youth too. A few what? People who believe in Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman's lips were still curled into a smile, but her expression turned stern. Then after that, it continued every year. Yep. Yep, there's the rule. Always around this time. Continued. What continued? Tomitake-san paused for a second as if to build up some suspense. Oh no, that's right. It's gonna be Dena. She's always found at the shrine. Tomitake-san paused for a second as if to build up some suspense. Then he whispered to me as if something might have been listening. As if someone might have been listening. Every year, on the day of the Watanagashi, somebody dies. The year following the dismemberment, on the day of the Watanagashi, a man from Hinamizawa who had supported a dam fell off a cliff overlooking some rapids and died while he was on vacation. A woman too, or just a man? Unfortunately for his wife, the body was never recovered. I think that was Satoko's parents, but if just the man died and not the wife, I don't know. Or maybe it was just a man. I don't know. I'll find out. He supported the dam construction even though he lived in Hinamizawa. At that time, there were whispers amongst the elderly saying it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman chuckled mischievously again. Then the next year, the night of the Watanagashi, the shrine's Shinto priest died suddenly from an unknown illness. His wife drowned herself in the bog that night. The shrine's Shinto priest? You mean he was from the shrine here? The woman nodded. There's a rumor amongst the villagers that they weren't able to quell Oyashiro-sama's anger. Then the year after that, again on the night of the Watanagashi, they discovered the battered body of a local housewife. Housewife? Up until now, all these mysterious deaths were people involved with the dam or who had connections with Oyashiro-sama. With that in mind, could the housewife have been involved in some way, too? So first there was a guy that supported it. Next year, the shrine. Oh yeah, that's right. Shrine priest. Now it's a random housewife. Exactly. The woman stated slyly. No, it was more menacingly. One of the victim's relatives, you see, was connected to the younger brother of the dam supporter who fell to his death 2 years ago. One of the victim's relatives, you see, was connected to the younger brother of the dam supporter who fell to his death 2 years ago. The housewife was a relative through the dam supporter who fell's younger brother. Huh. The younger brother is still alive, it seems, but it did bother him quite a bit, so he moved to the neighboring town. Oh, okay, so this is Sabako's family. So her father fell over. Younger brother, aka the abusive uncle. The housewife. Why are they saying? Oh, because Satoko's older brother beat the abusive uncle's Wife? And ran away? Ah. Be easier if I just watched it. For a while, I stood there with my mouth agape. The battle of the dam construction with Hinamizawa's future at stake, and the murder at the center of it all. That was all I knew, and that was all I wanted to ask about. But that wasn't all that there was to the story. Homicide, body disposal, accidental deaths. Oh yeah, the Shinto priest's wife drowned herself in the bog. Terminal illness, suicide, fatal beatings. I'm a pretty level-headed person. I don't really want to believe in curses, but the freakish deaths happened every year on the day of the Watanagashi, and all of them were related to the dam construction. Bro, and then you just infoed yourself into it, bro, by asking and being so curious. It could be you. It was easy to dismiss each of them as coincidences by themselves, but when you put them all together, dismissing all of them as coincidence would then defy logic. I don't believe in curses, but every single year on the day of the Watanagashi, somebody or something makes it happen without fail. The woman chuckled again as if she picked up on what I was thinking. It felt like she was saying, maybe there was, maybe we frightened him, stuff like that. I felt embarrassed at being read so easily. I pressed Tomitake-san to continue, a bit of impatience and irritation in my tone. Then, so someone died the next year, right? Who was it that time? I wonder, who do you think, Keiichi-kun? The hell? The way he said it didn't agree with me. The sarcastic tone ticked me off. Don't avoid the question. I'm serious here. Hey, calm down, Keiichi-kun. I realized when she tried to calm me down that I had been panicking. We aren't trying to avoid the question, Keiichi-kun. It's just that when you say the next year, that's today. Crazy thing is, it's gonna be both y'all. When she hesitated to say it, Tomitake-san finished for her. I broke into a cold sweat. I really didn't like the direction this was headed. Nobody wants to speak of it, but they all think it's going to happen again tonight. The festival was so cheerful though. Well, the victim last year, the housewife, she was a non-believer. Turns out she didn't even attend the Watanagashi festival. There's a rumor going around that if you didn't participate in the festival, you would incur Yashiro-sama's wrath. So that's why he showed up. To make it seem like he was a believer, blah blah blah. But he's also federalis. Didn't you hear anything about this, Keiichi-kun? I never even heard a whisper of that rumor. Then the reason everyone was at the festival was they were afraid of their curse. I figured that must have been the reason. There were a lot more people at the Watanagashi than usual. I guess everyone was just afraid, after all, of Oyashiro-sama's curse. I couldn't utter a single word. In this modern age, where we've made progress in all scientific fields, shedding light on the unknown and misunderstood, where black and white television has been eradicated and we've sent men to the moon. Even with all our accomplishments, this can exist in modern society. Tons of invitations were sent out to neighboring towns' youth groups to help pad the numbers. But after that string of events, few decided to join. The municipal committee members were complaining about how hard it was to gather participants. Also, the police are treating each case as isolated. They don't believe they're connected. They're trying to keep it quiet, so it's all plainclothes officers. It finally began to dawn on me where Rena and Mion were reluctant to talk. If nothing happened during this Watanagashi, everything would have been over with, and I'd be none the wiser. If nothing happened, all would be well. In that case, it would all end up being just crazy talk. I should have just pretended like I knew nothing from the beginning. Then they wouldn't have had to act like nothing happened, and we would have all gotten back to life as usual. Maybe it was just too much for him after all. The woman ran her fingers through her hair as she sighed. No, it wasn't. Not at all. I tried to act strong, but that just served to emphasize how much the information had unsettled me. After seeing how I looked, Tomitake-san appeared to regret saying anything. Letting out a sigh, he then spoke, forcing an awkward, upbeat demeanor. Keiichi-kun, surely you don't believe in such things as curses. Well, no. If the causes of all the crimes were unknown, with the perpetrators and their methods all mysteries, then I would think it's the work of a curse. But that's not how things are in reality. The police are investigating the evidence and suspects to uncover the truth. Hearing him say police made me feel a lot better. It was perfect for repelling the word curse. The first one, the dismemberment, for example, I told you, didn't I? All but one of the perpetrators were arrested. It's only a matter of time for the last one. The motive turned out to have been an argument they had while intoxicated. That's no curse. Don't you agree? That's true. If it didn't happen on the day of the Watanagashi, then I wouldn't think it was related to the curse at all. The accidental death of the man who supported the dam is the same. He was in a position that made others hate him. The police made a point of investigating from that angle. They concluded it was an accident, not foul play. But they both happened on the day of the festival, right? Ha ha ha. Just think about it, Keiichi-kun. Do you think people with a lot of enemies hearing Hinamizawa could participate easily in a local festival? I think people with a lot of enemies. It'd be especially hard for them to be around during the Watanagashi. So they probably left Hinamizawa intentionally around this time of year to travel, don't you think? It wasn't a very clear explanation, but I sort of understood what Tomitake-san was getting at. So I pressed on earnestly, asking more questions so that I could convince myself. Then Tomitake-san, what about the priest who died after that? The one with the unknown illness? That also happened on the day of the festival. It's even easier to explain what happened to Shinto priest. The Watanagashi is a really big event that happens once a year. It's probably from all the built-up stress. Or it may have been because of a pre-existing condition. But it was an unknown illness. It's hard to believe something with an unknown cause could exist with all our advances in medicine. It's just an exaggeration. Rumors making rumors. Anyone will get worked up over having incidents happen 2 years in a row. The sudden death is quite unnatural though. Of course, the police ordered an autopsy because of the strange way he died. But there wasn't enough for them to open a full investigation, you know? Turns out it was just a sudden death due to illness. The priest's wife committed suicide, correct? What about that? I believe I explained that everyone was shaken up by the incidents happening for a third year. Those who are of strong faith were quick to believe it was the work of the curse. Of course, that included the priest's wife. Apparently, they found a suicide note that said something like, "My death will quell Yashiro-sama's anger." Well then, how about the next incident with the housewife? That happened on the day of the Watanagashi too. The perpetrator had already been caught and the case has been closed. Turns out it was just some nut job trying to continue the legacy of the Hinamizawa curse. Then, how about the incident the next year? Oh yeah. This year is the next year. Tomitake-san gave a hearty laugh. Nothing will happen. Not this year. There was never a curse to begin with. Kinda shaky. It's just that a group of people believed it was the explanation for a string of coincidences. Also, that last one could be a lie. What proof do you have that there was a perpetrator and they were caught? I believe it was a string of coincidences. My internal computer finally got itself back on track. I felt a bit embarrassed by how childish I'd become after losing control and panicking. I don't think I looked at how she looks with the modern stuff. Modern graphics. Looks worse. I can see very clearly now that Keiichi-kun really does love Hinamizawa. Even if Oyashiro-sama's curse actually did exist, Keiichi-kun couldn't bring himself to believe that such a thing existed. I felt very relieved. I should probably just forget everything I heard tonight. I'll greet Rena and Mion tomorrow with the same smile as always. They'd probably also like tonight to end without incident, so we can continue on tomorrow without having worried me. Perhaps seeing my change in attitude, the woman who had been listening in stretched as she got up from the rock she was sitting on. Well then, I should begin. I should be getting back. Goodness, I think I may have gone on a bit too long. There were so few people compared to the crowd from before. I could only make out a few groups of their families enjoying the cool event air. I looked at my watch. It seemed we'd talked for the better part of an hour. Didn't you come along with your friends, Keiji-kun? Not going to look for them? Oh yeah, they might all be looking for me. Ha ha ha. You're quite the scoundrel, making the girls look for you. See you, Keiji-kun. Have a nice night. You too, Jiro-san. I'll see you a bit later. Tomitake-san seems to be quite the scoundrel himself. Yeah, so his name is Jiro. After dusting off her backside, she disappeared into a crowd of people still busy cleaning up the shrine ground. Keiji-kun, so sorry. In her place, Rena came running over. I could see all the others behind her. Speak of the devil. My bad, Kei-chan. We got so caught up in our discussion. I'd completely forgotten about them while caught up in my own conversation, so we were even. So Tomitake-san was with you. This works out perfectly. We still need to settle the shooting gallery competition. That's right. So I guess I'm gonna end up dead last. You didn't take any night photos? Or you just darken the image a little bit? I think both. In the end, after my drag victory, Rika-chan was the last challenger, but there weren't many targets left. The ones remaining were all tiny and difficult to hit. She did take her time and aim, but all 3 shots completely missed. She was to end up sharing the loser's crown with Tomitake-san. However, she did her little mew and cry in front of the owner, and he turned to mush instantly. She was given a pack of gum as a consolation prize. Her methods were a bit audacious, but she did avoid being the loser rather magnificently. I don't know why she's gonna, Anyway, come to think of it, Rika-chan is quite the trickster. I have no idea what Keiji is talking about. Now then, it's decided that Tomitake-san is dead last. Also, she doesn't use honorifics. Or is that just now? Because she's older. Everyone cheered and applauded. Tomitake-san smiled wryly, slightly bewildered. Wirely? Really? So, Tomitake-san, are you ready? Penalty time. Huh? Oh, I completely forgot about that. You're too naive, Tomitake-san. This is why our club can never lose. Mion pulled a felt tip marker from her pocket. Oh, it's that. Show him some mercy, Mion. At least use a washable marker. A permanent one is too harsh. Haha, it just has to be permanent. It comes off when you do the laundry anyway. Whoa, what is this? Please, take it easy on me. All of us pinned his arms behind his back and Mion approached him with the marker in one hand. And script. But she didn't write on Tomitake-san's face. She wrote on the shirt he was wearing. What does it say? Better have your big break this year, Mion. Oh, you better have your big break, Mion. And then it took up the marker next. Show me your photos next time, okay? I don't know. It was just a little heartwarming. I just had to laugh. This is more like a farewell card than a penalty. I'm not as soft as the rest. I'll make sure this is a proper penalty. Haha, dead last. Satoko. Try harder next time, Rika. Here you go, Keiichi-san. What if he just writes, don't die? I couldn't decide what to write, but based on what kind of penalty this was probably the most appropriate. Come back and play again, Keiichi. Tomitake-san was silent the entire time. At first he was quite bewildered, but now he had a different look on his face. So I have to wear this all the way back to Tokyo as part of the penalty? Of course. You better wear it all the way back home. All the way home. Ah ha ha ha. You could wear it when you come back. It would be nice. He appeared deeply moved. Embarrassment mixed with a wealth of other emotions made him turn a bright red. Understood. I'll wear this the next time I come here. I promise. Everyone cheered and applauded. It was the finest parting gift possible for a bubbly heading out tonight. I saw the woman who was with Tomitaka-san standing near the festival grounds. It seemed Tomitaka-san noticed her too and knew it was time to leave. Seems like your guest is waiting. Isn't it about time? Yeah, that's certainly how it seems. Ha ha ha. Tomitaka-san headed off towards her and seemed to apologize for making her wait. We all shouted stuff at Tomitaka-san. Tomitaka-san. Each time we did, he looked back and waved his hand. Eventually, he faded into the darkness of the night, out of sight. It was quite the casual farewell. This wasn't the first time any of us had seen someone off. They had done the same thing many times before. He's gone. Well, it's about time we take off too. Dika-chan had to stay behind with the other committee members since they were having a meeting. Satoko was tagging along with her. I headed back home with the usual suspects. Do I need some water? The walk back was quite lively, with talk of the day's war stories. Should have done this, should have done that kind of stuff. Then and I parted ways with Mion, and then it was just the two of us. Then we got to my house and I parted ways with Dana as well. I don't know. It's already pretty late. Are you alright by yourself? Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. It's close. I'm going to run too. If you run into some weirdo, just yell. Someone does come. Will you come and save me? Maybe. If I hear you. Oh, okay. I'll scream loud enough so you can hear me. Merrily spinning her arms around at high speed, Helena dashed off. She was fine. In that mode, not even an adult could stand against her. Helena's cheerful presence disappeared and it finally became quiet again. The curse that not a single person even whispered about. The more I learned about it tonight, the more unsettling it became. It didn't show on any of their faces, but they were probably all quite concerned about it as well. But if nothing happens tonight, then it all ends up being just crazy talk. Nothing will happen, nothing bad, nothing at all. What's wrong, Keiichi? Why are you staying in a place like that? Come inside, you'll catch a cold. It was my mom. Did you go, Mom? To the Watanagashi festival? In the end, your father didn't wake up. Should have woke his ass up. So I missed it. A little disappointing. Gone by yourself, the fuck? Mom stuck her tongue out with a bit of an embarrassed look on her face. Yeah, receiving the tips. Mr. and Mrs. Hojo's family falling into the terminal illness. I mean, look. 4. Housewife murder. Radio log. Hojo. Satoko Hojo. From the June 1980 edition. On the afternoon of at 2 p.m., office employee and his wife of Hinamizawa village in Shishibone Prefecture disappeared after falling 27 meters from the observatory platform in Shirakawa Prefecture. Police and firefighters searched downstream and discovered the body at around 7 p.m. that evening. His wife has yet to be found. Is that the rule? One person dies, another person can't be found. Just like the arm couldn't be found. The search has run into difficulties due to the effects due to the effects of Typhoon 3 from the previous day. It appeared a railing at the observatory that they blinked, leaned on had broken. Why are you calling on the blanks if you named the tip Hojo falling case or incident? Leaned on had broken, causing him to fall. Also, what Tomitaki-san said was it was only the guy that was on vacation and his wife was at home. And that she, what, drowned herself in a bog? Or was that the priest's wife? Who knows? Anyway, this is a tip, so this is giving me like omnipotent information or whatever. Omnipotent, right? The groundskeeping staff was questioned by the police in regards to facility deterioration and if park maintenance was performed properly. That's it? Nice. The terminal illness death of Shinto priest Furude. From the June 1981 edition. On the afternoon of around 10 p.m. in the district of Hinamizawa village in Shishibone prefecture, the Shinto priest of the Furude shrine passed away after an existing condition he was recovering from suddenly worsened. Parties close to the deceased said he was suffering from anxiety issues concerning the festival, which was to be held that day. Also, after death, his wife went missing, leaving behind a farewell note. The police and local youth association continued the search. However, given the presence of the farewell message and the fact that the Onikafuji marsh is said to be bottomless, they have run into difficulties. It wasn't reported in the newspaper. Oh, I like that. Radio log. Wow. This is Okinomiya. This is Okinomiya Station calling Unit 3. Unit 3, please respond. This is Unit 3, loud and clear. Backup is heading your way. Hold position until further instructions. Over. Roger, Unit 3, acknowledged. Requesting no headlights. Requesting radio silence. Station, the doctor has arrived. They want to carry it away. What's the order? Over. Acknowledged. Leave it to the doctor. Affirmative. Understood. Backup has arrived. Shouldn't we let them take a photo first? I think the Vic is done for. Is that like a typo? Like instead of victim, he didn't finish it? Or is it, did he literally say, I think the page, or I think the Vic is done for? Is that like the follow up to the housewife murder? They rolled up all stealthy like to recover the body. Also, what did they say? They say what to do with it? The doctor. Oh, whoa. Okay, Nomiya Station. This is like, this is made to make you believe it is the like official like ambulance and police. But why are they not running sirens? Why aren't they? Why are they rolling up with no lights? They got radios and they're silencing them. Trying to do this stealthily. The doctor. Pretty sure that one chick is like the village doctor. Hmm. Good morning. Nice job yesterday, K-Chump. You didn't do so badly yourself, Meal. Yesterday was fun. Oh, that's right. K-Chum, thank you very much. From Mr. Bear. I'm glad you like it. Don't use it as a pincushion, though. I wouldn't. Still chatting happily, we entered the classroom, but the moment I stepped in the room, a splashing sound and a nasty sensation. It was a bucket filled to the brim with water, and unfortunately my foot stepped right into it. How high do you pick your feet up when you walk, my man? Mine now. How diligent of you to mop the floor this morning. Clump, 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 foot. Boy. Some of their sprites look nice, but some of them just, original's way better. Wow, Keiichi-san flicked my forehead. You should set a more brutal trap next time. Seeing that, then I began to swoon as Mion looked on dejectedly. Huh. Everything was the same as always. Everybody was there and nothing felt out of place until the police come speak to you. The uncertainties I'd had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished. What is it, Keiichi-kun? Didn't get enough sleep, maybe? Maybe? I was expecting that second maybe. I slept like a log, but if you want, I'll do a reenactment during class. You shouldn't do that. Miona alerted us that the teacher was coming, so everyone shuffled off to their seats. Cheery music is gone. I noticed they don't have a sprite for the teacher, so I guess it's an anime decision to make her look the way she does. Good morning, everyone. So yesterday was the festival. Thank you all. Thank you to all the people who stayed up until the very end to help clean up. We were all slackers, so none of us actually helped clean up. Actually, I had a feeling that the only thing we did was run around the festival and cause a ruckus. Yeah. Some people at the party gotta clean up, some people have to cause the excitement, you know. Okay, okay then. This time of year, you might see some people here from out of town doing interviews about the festival for magazines. I thought it was the usual stuff, so I was going to tune it out, but then I noticed a different tone in her voice and started paying attention. You maybe ask questions. Please don't say anything silly or something that could be taken the wrong way. Do you understand? In unison, everyone replied, "Yes, ma'am." What she'd said was really vague, but I understand what she was trying to say. After all, this was the 5th year. There were probably lots of third-rate reporters pouring in, hoping something regarding the curse that had happened. It did nothing but perpetuate the village's bad image. She was saying, "Don't spout stupid shit you think is funny." Is that the first time there's been a swear word? And now, I was one of ones who needed to keep their mouths shut. I found it rather cute how I felt a sense of unity from such a trite thing, if I do say so myself. I was summoned to club activities after school. Since everybody was, oh yeah, yeah. Let me I could do this any other time. It doesn't really have to be now, but change the title. Your VOD settings are changing on September 1? What? They're getting shorter? Yep. Start for 7 days instead of 14. Another money saving. Money move. Money saving move. So if I want to keep VODs, I gotta just export them to YouTube, which I probably will do. Not that it really matters. I mean, port 4. Since everyone's still pretty tired from yesterday, we just spent the day relaxing. Yeah, that wasn't happening. Today, let's play a classic game of deduction. How about this one? Oh, a game from overseas. Looks interesting. The instructions are in English, but the rules don't seem that hard. How would you know what the rules are if you can't even read them? It's like, huh? Let me see if I even uploaded. Did I upload part 1? I didn't. Okay, that's good to know. Tell us specific this game. They don't seem that hard. I won't lose, you hear? I'm not too bad at this game. Seemed that I didn't handle this kind of game very well. Deduction. The rules are the person who can match the murderer weapon in the scene of the crime wins. There were 3 kinds of cards comprised of suspects, weapons, and locations. Has Higurashi ever come up with like a card game set or some shit? Like, When They Cry themed version of all the games they play in the show and visual novel, obviously. Like, I don't know, a fucking normal set of cards, but it has graphics from the show. It keeps it in the show. So it's off first experiencing it. I can see that the names Mion and Rika were written on the suspect cards. Ooh, a card with my name on it as well. There are plenty of different weapons too, like knives, axes, and poison. The locations are pretty nice too, like the living room, the study, and the courtyard. So basically, we take out one of each of the cards. These are the answer cards. So we shuffle the remaining cards and hand them out. We ask each other about the cards and figure out the right ones. I see. So cards nobody has are the true perpetrators. And you raise your hand if you know the answer. The game ends when we check if the answer is correct. If you're right, then you get a point. If you're wrong, then you lose a point. Since the game ends, even if no one gets it right, all the cards are gathered up and redistributed. You'll learn as you go. You really have to use your brain. Let me read these rules real quick. Because why would you download the whole VOD, bro? So, why just upload it? That's a lot of space. But whatever. It's just them trying to save money. You'll get confused if you don't take notes. The rest you can figure out by playing. So Mion, what's the penalty this time? Everyone directed their attention to Mion. Let's see. We're all still a little tired from yesterday, so maybe we'll take it easy with a gopher penalty. You'll be asked to rush out and buy stuff for everyone. So just being asked to go buy stuff like drinks and candy, I guess. I feel like the penalty today is pretty simple. I wonder, is it really? Is Keiichi-san thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah. You don't know what you'll have to go buy. I'm betting Myung would send out whoever loses to buy stuff like hemorrhoid cream or happy family planning manual or some other crazy stuff or other crazy stuff. The cards were lightly shuffled and passed out to each player. The real perpetrator, the correct weapon at the scene of the murder have been taken out. So that means all the cards I have in my hand are innocent cards. And I'll go first since I'm the club president, I guess. Well then, meal, knife, study. Pick one suspect, weapon, and murder scene and ask each person. If you have any of those cards, then you must say, I have one. However, you don't need to say which one you have. Yeah, I got it. Me too. I have one. Oh my, all of them are here. 3 people answered when she asked if they had Mion, knife, and study. So that means that Mion and knife and study are all in the clear. Got to jot that down. Then I'll go. Rena, axe, and lounge. Only 2 people said they had one. So it means out of Rena, axe, and lounge, one of them is correct and it's part of the crime. Huh? No, wait. Even if they say they have one, they don't have to say how many. It's possible that either Satoru Rika has 2 of the cards. Well, Kei-chan is next. Go ahead. Wait, just a little. I'm still sorting things out. The game has me thinking more than I thought. Oh man, this feels like it's going to be tough. Alright, now I have the criminal. What? Already? Here I am spinning around in circles and Mion just now raises her hand. The murderer is Rika-chan in the infirmary with the poison. Okay. It's not too on the nose. Well, Mion drew the cards from the box and we checked to see if her deduction was right. You were right. All I needed was one more hand. I couldn't tell whether it was poison or pistol. I'd never use a pistol. I like killing them slowly with poison. Rika-chan says such a hugely terrifying thing with such a sweet little face. Everyone was making a commotion about how they almost had it. Fida and I were left out in the cold though. How did you do, Keiichi-kun? I couldn't get it at all. Don't worry, I had no idea either. How can you both be so unsure? You'll both end up in last place together at this rate. That's even worse. Going off buying something together as a couple. What if we ended up having to buy the happy family planning guide? I can tell from Keiichi's expression that he's not very good at this game. What? That's not true. I'll show you the true power of Sherlock Maibara during the next round. My, that sounds just wonderful. I should give you quite the thrashing. After that, I managed to somewhat grasp the trick behind the game, but I was still always a step or two behind. I still don't get it, bro. I saw that Mion was somehow gleaning information from how the others were asking their questions. That level of experience was just too much. The only way I could stage a comeback was if I became ruthless. I tossed out the simple concept of deduction and switched over to the thought process needed to win. The important thing isn't to find out the criminal, it's to win at the game. Eureka. Eureka. Ah, sorry. Need to go to the bathroom. Take your time and squeeze out a nice one. Michan, that's gross. I had them hold off the game and headed down the hall. The air was crisp. It showed just how stagnant the air in the classroom was from our body heat. On the school grounds, some of our classmates were still playing around. After spending some time cooling my head, Rena had made her way over towards me. Kate, did you call for me? Yeah, I did. As I got up from my seat, I winked over at Rena. I'm glad it worked out. I don't want to waste much time, so I'll get right to the point. Rena, what's your record at this game we're playing today? She was taken aback. After a moment, she hesitantly opened her mouth. Well, all losses. Why do you ask? I wonder. I could tell from how apprehensively she was playing. The way things are going, I will as well. I can't figure out a way to pull off a last minute comeback on this one. So I guess both of us will be taking that penalty. Hey, don't accept defeat already. How about we win this? Both of us. Well, how can we? I brought my lips up to Rena's ear. Whisper. Huh? Is that allowed? Did you forget, Rena? The second rule of our society? Do everything in your power to obtain victory. Yeah. I'll try my best. I have like a mosquito bite on or something. Our plan of attack was a quite rudimentary one. At the beginning of the game, everyone would be focused on their own hand for a while, taking notes and whatnot. Since our seats were right next to each other, we'd reveal our hands to each other. If we did it under the desk, then nobody would know. We'd begin the game with twice as much information as everyone else. Having this much information would mean we'd need to investigate less. With this sort of plan of attack, we start off with a big lead over the other guys. Yeah, with this, we could probably win. We both smirked at each other. If I was the shady businessman, then Nana was the corrupt senator. Pleasure doing business with you. Let's hurry back. We'll work as a duo to surprise everyone. Hey now, there's no point if we go back together. It'd be like flat out telling them we made a little arrangement. Oh, sorry. What should we do? Go back ahead of me. Then I'll take my time coming back after washing my face or something. Okay, got it. Then it turned around and headed back to the classroom. I guess I should wait a bit longer before going back. If I went too soon, it wouldn't seem like I went to the bathroom. If me or one of them suspected something, then there could be problems. Well, they'd figure it out sooner or later, because both Lena and I would start winning over and over again. Both Lena and I will have earned enough points to avoid being the losers by the time Mion realized what was happening. Excellent. Not bad at all. Maibara-kun. May I have a moment? Huh? It's the teacher. Man, things are just getting good. What is it? You have a guest. Please make your way to the entrance. A guest? It's not like I own a hotel. They have been waiting. Please hurry. It's rather unfortunate that I'd have someone waiting on me right before my big match, but I was more interested in the unexpected guests. I didn't want to waste any time, so I decided to take care of it quickly. entryway was a heavy contrast from the hot sunlight and deep shadows. Yep, he looks kind of goofy. He looks like his anime version or counterpart. Waiting there, looking uncomfortably warm, was a middle-aged man, his tie sloppily loosened and his jacket tucked underneath his arm. Are you Maibara-san? Way closer than. Keiichi Maibara-san? There was no question that he wasn't a resident of Hinamizawa, and that this was without a doubt the first time he had met me. Ever since I met Tomitake-san, I'd been running into so many middle-aged men. That's right. Who might you be? I have the AC on in my car. Let's talk there. It's a bit hot here, don't you think? The man completely ignored my question, pointed over to his car parked near the gate, and began walking. You've got to be kidding me. I had no intention of going along with some geezer I didn't even know, and he was asking me to get in his car with him? But you got in anyway. I'm not going to bite. Come on now. He opened the back door of his car and called me over. I didn't like this old man, but I wanted to know what this was about. Even while knowing that conversations that start out like this have never led to anything good. And he should know that too. But it still doesn't stop him from being shady. The inside of his car was pretty cool. Cars with air conditioners were supposed to be a luxury. I don't know, 1983 I guess, yeah. My dad didn't have one in his car, at least. Please let me know if it's too cold for you, okay? I have a habit of cranking it all the way up. So what business do you have with me? Out of spite, I decided to ignore his remark in the same way he did to me and start my own line of questioning. He pulled out a notepad from his pocket and took out a picture that was stuck between the pages. On it was the face of a pretty goofy looking guy. If you know anything related to this individual, then please tell me. Who the heck is this? I doubt even his close friends would be able to recognize who he was from this expressionless picture that looked like it was taken at the DMV. There were scribbles on his shirt done in permanent marker. Oh. Starting with yours, Maibara-san, and quite a few of your classmates signed as well. Huh? This is Tomitake-san? There was no hint of his usual unreliable and easygoing personality in this photo. It's because he's dead? It was an expressionless, half-asleep face. Then did you know this woman? Even before seeing it, I had a good idea of who it was. I don't remember her name, but she's some lady who was with Tomitake-san last night. I didn't know what her name was, but I did know she was a resident of Hinamizawa. When was the last time you saw these two? The night of the Watanagashi. We spoke. They seemed pretty close, I guess. Did anything bother you about them? Anything is fine. Go ahead and say it. Being asked for every little detail is very troubling, honestly. I had a pretty good idea of who this guy was by now. Did something happen to them? There was no response to my inquiry. Thus, I replied to that silence in kind. I was pretty sure, no, certain, that this guy was a cop. Then why? Why was he asking me about Tomitake-san? Tomitake-san. Did something happen to him? More importantly, why me? Shouldn't there have been plenty of other people who knew more about him than I did? The roar of the air conditioner felt unbearably loud. After a long pause, he finally spoke again. You've moved here just recently, isn't that right, my brother-san? Are you aware, I wonder, about the stories of Oyashiro-sama? My heart began to race. I'm pretty terrible at hiding things. Probably showed on my face. Not at all? If you don't, then that's fine. Well, I have heard of it. Tomitake-san told me, actually. How much do you know about it? The dismemberment killing, the accidental death, the death by illness followed by suicide, and the lady who was beaten to death. The incidents that always happened the day of the Watanagashi ending in suspicious deaths. I didn't think Tomitake-san would have kept anything from me. I think that was everything. No, rather, I didn't want to think there was anything more than that. Do you know of that, well, curse, my brother-san, feel free to speak openly about it. I don't believe in it. My answer was instant. It wasn't so much that I didn't believe in it as I was on the verge of believing. I wanted to clear away my own doubts. Uh, thoughts. That was the more important feeling, the more prominent feeling. Really? Then that's great. Guess you really are one of those city-raised boys. So what if I don't believe? I have friends waiting, so could you get to the point? The man in this picture is dead. My mind went blank. Huh? What happened to Tomitake-san? It would seem that he died last night. That was the night of the Watanagashi. Do you understand the implications behind that, Maibara-san? Implications? Not any, uh, not any for the curse of his death or the reasons behind it. The real problem was that he died on the day of the Watanagashi, meaning this year the curse of Yashiro-sama had once again. The death of Jiro Tomitake is still confidential. You can understand why that is, right? I didn't want to understand why. Please tell me. Tell me what happened. It was rather peculiar. It might be a little too graphic for someone born and raised in Hinamizawa. It was a roundabout way of saying it, but it caused me to doubt whether or not I wanted to hear the rest. I would only regret forcing myself to learn of something I shouldn't. Or at least that's how I figured I would feel if I listened to the rest. One of our patrol cars discovered the body on the way back from the security detail at the festival. It was late, about 5 till midnight. The location was, you know where the road into town becomes paved, right? Down past the slope, on the shoulder around there. There were few street lights on that road. Its pitch black darkness was only broken by the lights of passing cars and the moon. It was a stroke of luck that Tomitake-san was spotted collapsed on the shoulder of the road. Tomitake-san was face down, covered in blood. Blood and muck covered the asphalt. We thought it was a hit and run at first, but when the officer checked to see if he was still alive, he quickly noticed something abnormal. His throat had been ripped open. From a knife or something? No. Nails. He went at his own neck. Nails? As in fingernails? With those he clawed through? From the coroner's report, it was revealed that it was his own nails. Huh? What? What does that mean? Basically, it means it wasn't a murder. It was a suicide. Tomitake-san thought there was a reason to tear open his own throat as hard as he could with his own nails. Tore through the skin until he started to bleed. And even then, Tomitake-san didn't stop. He continued clawing with enough intensity that it could have peeled off his nails, still clawing. Still clawing. Then as his nails reached those vital arteries that you should never damage, he continued clawing, splurt. Blood splattered on the ground around him. As he bled, while gasping for breath, he collapsed. His body spasmed, and he died in agony. We thought drugs were to blame, but nothing of that nature was detected. But it was a suicide? I'd never heard of such a thing. This unnatural way of dying. If this wasn't a mysterious death, then what was? The way he died in these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. As if to show both myself and Tomitake-san, who proclaimed there was no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong. There were a few more suspicious details. From his body chemistry, perspiration, epilation, and so on, We concluded that he was in a state of hysteria right before his death. That was a given. It's hard to believe someone could be in a sound state of mind while clawing out their throat. Wounds on his hand matched a discarded piece of lumber found nearby. There are traces of where he struck trees in the guardrails within. Tomitake-san's blood was found all over the place. Meaning that while tearing at his own throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber. There were external injuries which were not self-inflicted discovered on Tomitake-san. There's a high probability Tomitake-san was assaulted. The external injuries suggest there may be multiple suspects. To summarize, Tomitake-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night roads in a state of panic, after being cornered, he picked up a piece of lumber and tried fighting back. Somewhere in there, he began madly tearing at his own throat, clawing at it. Then he died. The presumed time of death was around 9:23 p.m. How do you say that? It's like go go shichiji niju san zen. I don't even remember how to say minutes. That's not zen. It's like I don't know. Meaning it occurred right after you finished talking to Tomitake-san at the festival. Everyone signed Tomitake-san's shirt, then parted ways. Right after that, oh yeah, he should have been with a woman. What about her? She's missing. She hasn't shown up to work and she hasn't returned home either. There's a very high probability that she was involved in this incident. For a while, I could only gaze off into space. I never would have thought that something unfortunate happening to somebody close to me could affect me this deeply. The time I had spent with Tomitake-san was short, but we went to the same festival, spent time together, and took part in the same competition. He was one of us. We have been continuing the investigation on various fronts, but when it comes to Oyashiro-sama's curse, the villagers weren't very cooperative. That I knew well. I would have been none the wiser if not for Tomitake-san, the outsider, telling me. So that's why he came to me. Because I'm not originally from Hinamizawa. I should have been angry that was the reason he wanted to hear what happened from me. If things go the way they have been, then the conclusion would be that Jiro Tomitake died from Oyashiro-sama's curse. And the reason he gets paranoid is why? He turned away from me and gazed far off into the distance. The night of the Watanagashi, during that sacred ritual, he callously snapped off photos, angering Oyashiro-sama. That's how it's going to turn out. There's no way Oyashiro-sama would inflict divine punishment on Tomitake-san. Tomitake-san had to have been killed by humans, and a cowardly group no less. There's no way I'm going to let this end up being the fault of some curse. I think so as well. There's no such thing as divine punishment or curses. The tense mood was cut with the man's hearty laugh. That's how this must be, my brother-san. Cooperation from individuals in Hinamizawa who don't believe in the curse is indispensable. No. I think his paranoia comes from them knowing he talked to the cop. Maybe. I don't remember exactly. I understand. Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses. But with the way things were going, it would just end up with Tomitake-san's death marking the 5th year, which would mean that Hinamizawa had rejected Tomitake-san. That was something I couldn't allow. Tomitake-san was one of us. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he came every single year. In a sense, he was more of a resident than I was. I mean, he had more years, more chances. You'll make it. There was no way that Tomitake-san could have been cursed by Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama. Now that I'm thinking about it, no choice is being made. Is the way you get like the different endings going through it again, and that's why there's a skip? I mean, I know it's a standard feature, but like, if I really gotta go through all that again, like a new game plus type of thing, bro. Oh man. Please let this one, like ending one, be just its own thing, you know? I don't know if I could take it. There's no way that Tomitake-san could have been cursed by Oyashiro-sama, but there's nothing I can do to help. I have no idea what happened at night either. No. If you see or hear something that draws your attention, then that is enough. If I see or hear, he was talking in the future tense. Things or people or rumors, anything is fine. I don't care if they're unfounded. Here, this is my number. If I'm not there, then just leave a message with whoever picks up. He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it, but I hesitated for a second. If I took it, then whether I wanted to or not, I'd be mired knee-deep in this matter. Please help me solve these questions surrounding Tomitake-san's unfortunate death. That's right. Why was I hesitating? I needed to find the murderer who killed my friend. I snatched up the piece of paper as a satisfied grin spread across his face. Everything we spoke of today is a secret. Please keep this confidential. Understood. From your friends as well, especially from Sonozaki-san and Furude-san. Please do not inform them. Sonozaki? Sonozaki? You mean Mio? Why? Are you saying they have something to do with the incident? With my friends' names brought up so abruptly and being told to keep it a secret from them, I became rather angry. This is what they call investigative privilege, I suppose. Don't play games with me. Mion is a close friend of mine. I snapped at him, but he didn't seem to especially be offended. I wouldn't mind telling you, but it may just upset you. Say it. He hesitated a little. Turning his gaze to the outside of the car, he began to speak after thinking for a bit. There's a possibility that the string of incidents happening here in Hinamizawa are a result of a village conspiracy. There's no way that could be right. Give me a break. First of all, is there any proof of that? No evidence. Also, each of the cases were resolved, and none of the perpetrators had any direct connection to the village. Then how did you come up to that conclusion? Every year, the enemies of the village die on the day of the Watanagashi. Don't you think that's enough reason to suspect something? Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt that the day of the Watanagashi was sacred. So basically, because incidents happened on that day, it was somehow related to Hinamizawa. First, it was the dam construction foreman. Then, it was a villager that supported it. Those the village hold a grudge against die one after the other for mysterious causes. The means are different, but in the end, the result is the same. Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. I mean, it sounds like you're accepting these when it was being told to you by Tomitake-san. But it couldn't just be shrugged off. So the victims after that, what about the Shinto priest and his wife's death? They weren't enemies of the village. The villagers had expected leadership from the Shinto priest at the time of the dam dispute, but he wasn't proactive, so there was a faction of villagers who harbored ill will towards him as a result. Ill will? It's not like he did anything bad to the village. What about that housewife after that? Did she die just because she was the wife of the brother of a supporter? That's such a trivial reason to kill someone. And what about Tomitake-san? He's not affiliated with the damn project at all. Was he killed just because he was an outsider? In the beginning, it fell on those related to the damn project, but as the years went on, the enemy threshold of the victims had become much lower. Well, that's the scary part. The bar keeps getting lower. What's scary about that? It means it's not just enemies of the village anymore. Just being an outsider is reason enough. Oh, that fills the paranoia. Then next year's victim, they're just gonna be picked out of the village outsider pool. It might be a person that just moved here. And that did not help Keiichi's fucking sanity. What do you mean by? And that's what scares him to help him even more. It's like, I'm gonna use these words to manipulate him. I swallowed my words. Here in Hinamizawa, the one, the ones who would be considered the most outside would be my family. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? I still couldn't really remember the names of the people I passed by. Then the next victims, my family. Was he saying it was going to be me? But what does that have to do with Mion? I can't go into details, but the Sonozaki family led the damn protest quite fervently so. This is also true of Mion Sonozaki-san herself. She had quite a few misdemeanor and obstruction of public worker offenses on her record because of the protests. And that's why she keeps that tool on her, just in case. I knew Mion knew what it meant to fight. This was the first I'd heard of her family leading the protest, though. Then, well, what did it all mean? Are you saying that Mion's family is involved with the string of incidents? I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying that if it was a conspiracy, then he'd have the highest probability of being behind it. Not a very clear explanation. It felt like he'd magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know. We don't know who or how involved anyone is right now. That is exactly why I don't want you to say anything to the villagers. Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough. Then think of it like this. I don't want to worry the villagers who blindly believe it's the curse. How about that? What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? But the reasoning behind wanting me to not carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. The perpetrator was here. He had nothing to do with a curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes. And none of the villagers should have anything to do with that process. It may cause those sensitive about the curse to just worry needlessly. Just like everyone kept it from me so I wouldn't worry about it. Is it now my turn to keep it from them so they didn't have to worry? I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidents yearly. Any incident this time probably means a lot more to them. I didn't. I didn't want to burden them anymore. In the end, everything went as the man had wanted, as insipid as it was, but it couldn't be helped. I understand. I'll keep it to myself. Is that fine? Mr. Oishi from the Okinomiya police station. Then I take it back. I guess it's not I guess the body hunters from that radio log weren't like the secret agents. It was actually uh, actual police. Oishi from the Okinomiya police station. Okinomiya. You can call me Kura-chan if you want. Kura-chan. Ah no, Oishi-san is fine. The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retained hints of politeness. He was the spitting image of a vulgar police officer. Though, I've never seen one this bulky before in the cop shows I watch. I've taken up too much time. Your friends are waiting, aren't they? I should probably let you get back to them. The door opened with a click and in streamed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside of the car. Was it really this hot of a day? It was an almost cruel heat as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind. I didn't mean to suspect your friends. Please don't misunderstand that. I refrained from telling him that it was too late to say something that self-serving. It's fine if you don't see or hear anything, my brother-san. There is enough proof that the village is not involved. I'll contact you if I hear or see anything. But I'm no detective. Please don't expect too much from me. I won't. You don't have to become a detective. Just go on living as you have up until now. Just let me know if you notice anything. I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving him a quick bow. See you later. Farewell, my brother-kun. I returned to the school building without looking back. I don't know how much time had passed. I did feel bad for keeping him waiting, but right now there was a lot on my mind. Tomitake-san's death was hard enough as it was, but to think that there was the possibility of a village conspiracy? Worse still, there was also a chance that Mion was involved? Nonsense. Impossible. Not Mion, Rena, Satoko, or Rika-chan. It was a group that attacked that Tomitake-san? Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding here, somewhere in Hinamizawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew that Mion couldn't be the perpetrator. It's me, Chan, the perpetrator. Huh? I was startled to hear Rena's voice. With a rope in the lounge. Wahaha. Nope. No. Rena clutched her head while flailing about. Looks like you're just self-destructing over here. Wow. Ah, Keiichi-san, you're quite late. As you may well know, I'm seething with anger. Sorry about that. I was called into the staff room, you see. You were reprimanded for bad behavior? That's a shame. Well, it's been pretty heated over here. Since it's getting pretty late, let's make the next game the last one. If I remember right, I had 0 points. Isn't it pretty much decided that I'm going to be finishing in last place? Don't worry, Keiichi-kun. I'm at -1 point. Huh? The heck? Her score is lower than mine and I wasn't even playing. This is the final match to decide if the penalty is going to be carried out by Rena alone or by both Kei-chan and Rena. Yeah, right. Just let Rena do the penalty by herself. We made a promise, Keiichi-kun, that we would both win. I waited all this time, you know? I'm sorry about that. I followed my initial plan of showing Rena my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal and just waited for her to call. I got it. The murderer is me, with the poison at the entrance. Is it? My mind, and quite a quick answer. Another stab in the dark hole. Then it's correct. Oh. Then it's decided that Keiichi-san shall take part in the penalty as well. Hooray. Keiichi-kun, let's both do our best. Yeah, let's do our best. Ha ha ha. It's my fault, so I have no choice. And that's the game. It's me, Mion Sonozaki, ranked first. In dead last are Keiichi Maibara and Rena Ryugi. Everyone applauded and the game ended. The problem now was the penalty. Now then, I ranked first, so I'll decide what you'll be buying for the gopher penalty. What will she make us buy, I wonder? Let's blacklist the drugstore. That was your aim, wasn't it? Huh? I don't have any business at the drugstore. This old man's already got a list prepared for you on this piece of paper. Whoa, there's a lot written here. A lot? Damn it, what is she making us buy? 2 blocks of tofu, shampoo and conditioner, apple vinegar and fried tofu. The heck is this? It looks more like a shopping list than a penalty. Me was certain she was going to win today. Rule 7 of our society. You cannot refuse any penalty. Here's some money. The shampoo I usually get is Fruit Fable, thanks. This is just your grocery list. I promised myself that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy hemorrhoid cream. New tips, there are more than 4 perpetrators. Search notice. Oh, achievement. Hypovolemic shock induced by clawing out their own throat. Tissues packed under their nails. So wait. Was the tissue packed under their nails before or after death? If it was before, maybe it was to stop. So you can't control clawing, but maybe the tissue was meant to, so you didn't actually get the skin. But would he be thinking that clearly? Maybe the tissue was just meant to get rid of the blood, but the tissue was still there, so they'd still find the blood. Hmm. Not someone else's nails. It's undoubtedly by the individual's own nails. Tissue? Tissue? I thought you meant like paper tissue, but like tissue, meat tissue, human tissue, skin tissue. The shape of the scars also matches. Yeah, I know the immediate cause of death was suicide. I get it. You're saying the cause of death is unnatural, right? It's kind of like when your back itches and you scratch a little too hard and draw blood. Some of Tomitake-san's fingernails had been pulled out. It's actually quite simple to pull out one's own nails, but it really hurts. Under no normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. But really, under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. Also, there were a lot of bruises on Tomitake-san's body. It's clear from the shape of them that he was assaulted first by someone or a group of people. They assaulted him, stabbed him with the, if you know, you know, syringe, and then made him freak out. According to the toxicology report, the deceased was in an extreme state of hysteria right before death. Then he fought back and clawed out on his own throat because of how hysterical he had become. The guys attacking him certainly would have been surprised by that. If I went into this not knowing, bro, could to erase your mind and just go into the mystery again. It is possible that in such an abnormal event, a person could perform acts that a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine. Of course, those are very rare cases. Actually, Oishi-kun, that wood plank the deceased used as a weapon. They only found sand and the paint from the guardrail on it. So yeah, what was he trying to hit? What about cloth fibers or skin? Nothing. The deceased didn't strike the assailants. Or it could be they took the plank he was fighting back with. In that case, they wouldn't have gone out of their way to replace it with another. They'd take them all. So he just randomly hitting shit? Hard. Mr. Crab laugh, bro. What the fuck? That's true. Tomitake-san's pretty built and tanned. He was quite athletic. Hmm? That's right. He was pretty active. I can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive, but I think his physical strength would be on the higher side, meaning he would be difficult to overpower in a brawl. If a man with such a physique sensed he was in danger and swung the plank around quickly, it's just unthinkable that it wouldn't even nick the perpetrator. And his opponent was unarmed. This guy had a wooden plank, so you'd think he'd hit him at least once. To surround and take down someone of his physique, I wonder how many people it would take. Yeah, you dimwit. You should know better than anyone. Have you forgotten your bad cop days? If I was to take down this guy, how many would I need? Huh. When a group wants to take down big prey, it's fundamental to attack with numbers. I'd guess about four. Eh, well, she's scum. Even if there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage. And there were quite a few perpetrators. So any drunken, disorderly groups of more than four are suspicious. Are suspicioso. A group of four or more. Just if they had that many, then couldn't they have hidden the body in a less obvious location? Or did he somehow break away from that fatal predicament? Then there would be no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I still can't comprehend the irregular way he died. It's full of mysteries. That's under serious consideration on my end too. I'll be examining it as thoroughly as possible, but don't get your hopes up. After all, we've never encountered a death like this before. I'm not hoping for much, but I am looking forward to the results. Oishi-san, the chief is calling you. Thanks. See you around. Yeah. Best wishes. Jiro Tomitake, deceased. Resided in a cheap hotel in Shishibone City. Registered under the name Jiro Tomitake. Okay. He didn't have a false name. Pen name. Huh? What? What does that even mean? The pen name part. Travels via folding bike. No license. The bicycle was found 300 meters away, abandoned at the side of a forest path. Present on the day of the festival, accompanied by the missing Mio Takano. Was seen around 9 p.m. by police. Location afterwards unknown. And he said 9:43, some shit. 9:43, 9:53, something like that. Held residence in Hinamizawa for 1 week each season for the last 5 to 6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Check what magazine companies. How's that? I meant like uh, to look it up, or Jiro Tomitake isn't his real name. I don't know. Nothing suspicious in the film located among the articles of the deceased. While it was among the articles of the deceased, they didn't kill him for money. Mere act of violence. From the contents of his wallet, he spent most of his time around Tokyo and Chiba. I was gonna say based on like the money he had in there, it's what, tickets probably, train tickets along the Sobu National Railway line. See, no individual matching the name Jiro Tomitake in the residency records of any of the Tokyo wards. So yeah, might be a fake name. Compare teeth to dental records. Send the Metro Police. Attach a photo. Send the Metro Police. Contacting magazines regarding Jiro Tomitake. Mio Takano missing. Nurse at EDA clinic. Became close to Tomitake through her passion for wild bird photography. Resides in Okinomiya X District. X District. XXX. Single. Hmm. Witness witness accompanying Tomitake on the festival grounds. Currently missing. Abducted? Or maybe a suspect. An important person of interest. Had no motive to kill the deceased. Squabble from jealousy? Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship. Place of work. Need to get information from the police on scene again. I want some cream puffs. 4 jumbo ones. Oishi. Oishi. Let me see if I have water. I have like half a bottle of water left. Bright, lush, sleepy. Well, that's a really big yawn, Keiji-kun. I'm usually awake once it's time to eat, but it doesn't look like I can do it today. I was watching TV until late last night. I'm so tired right now. Truth is, he couldn't sleep. Ooh. Was one of those raunchy TV shows you loved so much on last night? How extremely vile. Don't jump to conclusions. It's perfectly normal for boys, nothing to be ashamed about. Rika not patting my head only made me feel worse. Can you just let me pass out this lunch break? No, seriously. My, you think I would just sit here and allow that? I'll get really angry if you disturb me. Really angry. And like, yeah, bro, for the 2-piece. This was just dreadful. Just so sleepy. I slumped my head onto the desk and drifted off into an afternoon nap. It seemed that Satoko had responded, but I pretended not to hear. Cut it out, Satoko-chan. Keiichi-kun fell asleep. His sleeping face, so cute. You can take him home later. Let him be for now. Let's move over there. It'd be rude to Keiichi if we bothered him now. Rika-chan really is a good girl. Let's not wake him up even if the teacher comes back. I take that back. The excuse that I didn't sleep much was last night because I was watching TV was a lie. I was in bed at the usual time, but because of the conversation with Oishi-san that afternoon, I didn't get much sleep. Just spending the day like this, it's almost as if the incident with Tomitake-san didn't happen at all. It made me think, was Oishi-san just trying to deceive me? But it was probably the truth. One thing was certain, I couldn't speak to anyone about it. He wanted my assistance, but I really didn't know anything about it. If I knew I wasn't going to be of any help, I probably wouldn't have listened in the first place. It ended up with me, again, regretting learning something I didn't need to know. If I had never learned about it, I would, without a doubt, be goofing off with the rest of them right now. I couldn't help but resent Oishi-san for this. Huh? When was that? I heard he wasn't there the next day. It appears he vanished the night of the Watanagashi. Mion whispered to keep others from listening, but I could hear it clearly. On the other hand, Rena's voice was even harder to pick up, but I could still tell that she was quite upset. It couldn't be. Are they talking about Tomitake-san? Lee Itake? Not sure. That's all I know. I would have to feign ignorance about this topic because I needed to keep it a secret. Rather than waking up and being forced to lie to join the conversation, it was much easier just to sit here and pretend I was asleep to listen in on their discussion. Wait, why did I have to pretend to be asleep while eavesdropping on my friend's conversation? The guilt stung. So, and me, there are others, right? Too, but they don't know if it's up, if it's from the curse or if this was an onikakushi. 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 What the fuck is that? Onikakushi? Onikakushi? To be hidden away by a demon? What a mysterious phrase. I did, however, get the feeling it meant nothing good. Yeah, yeah, there was another, right? Right? If it's Oyashiro Sama's curse, yeah. But this year at all, Grandma and the mayor had talked about it. Seems they talked to the police about it beforehand. They said they'd take care of whatever happens this year without causing a commotion. Then, without us knowing it, someone had them. You mean AB? Next kid, me? I wonder. Don't worry, you got home safely. But is not allowed, right? That was a long time ago. What? Let's stop talking about this. Amidst the uncomfortable mood, both of them went silent. The entirety of the conversation was still a bit unclear, but a few parts caught my attention. First of all, the term onikakushi. 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 To be demoned away. It's the opposite of spirited away. Or maybe it's not. By the context it was used in, I would guess it's similar to being spirited away. Dude, that line was there for me to read. I suspected that was what it meant because Tomitake-san and that woman, it really bugged me that I don't know her name. So was it Irie Takano? Oh no, Irie Clinic. Her name's something Takano. It's not important. I don't really like her. Vanished after the Watanagashi. The thing that stuck out was when Rena said, "There's another one, right?" Mion also said, "If it's Oyashiro-sama's curse, yeah," responding to something. As in, like, there's another death. If it's Oyashiro-sama's curse, then there had to be two victims. Is that what she meant? Come to think of it, I remember Mion saying at the beginning that they didn't know if it was from the curse or if it was a case of the Onikakushi. It seems that the curse and being demoned away are different things, and they were phenomena that were paired together. I recall Tomitake-san's terrible end. That wasn't something as elegant as disappearing. That horrendous end would best be described as curse. Then the woman with him, it means she vanished because she was demoned away. What I do know is that there's normally an even number of victims of the curse there's an even number of victims of the curse proper. And the last point that bothered me was Rena. Rena was frightened. For what reason, I didn't know. However, she knew that something had made her a potential target for Oyashiro-sama's curse. If I recall correctly, Oyashiro-sama should be the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Isn't a guardian deity supposed to defend the citizens and drive out invaders? So is he thinking he's gonna get Tomitake-san and then Rena is gonna like disappear like Takano? Perhaps. Somehow. It wasn't a guardian deity. Defends Java invaders. If I recall correctly, yesterday, Oishi-san said that originally the targets were enemies of the village, but recently there was no longer any distinction between them or regular outsiders. But if that was the case, then I would think that I'd be the more likely target, having moved here more recently than Rena. From her composure, I could infer that she was grimly certain that she would be next. I should probably relay what I heard just now to Oishi-san, informing the police of what I heard by eavesdropping on my friends while pretending to be asleep. It made me feel terrible. It raised a few questions and left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Would it be better not to seek the answers to those questions? As I continued to learn more and more, I felt like I had fallen past the point of no return. I would definitely regret this one day. I would definitely regret ever having learned of these events. The teacher approaches. Keiichi-san, you must awaken. In the distance, I could hear the ring of the handbell, signaling the start of afternoon classes. I couldn't sleep at all. I hastily opened my eyes and raised my head up. I was it was in that moment when I leaned against the back of my seat. Ow! There's a thumbtack stuck on the back of my chair with tape. Circumstantial evidence was enough. Satoko, guilty without trial. Capital punishment. I fiercely jumped up from my seat, and I tripped as if my feet were tangled up. My shoelaces had been tied together. Not bad, Satoko. While I was sleeping, you were able to conceal your presence and able to pull off this fine piece of work. The teacher came in right as I was about to pull off my shoes and tackled Satoko. Oh ho ho. Did you not notice that a teacher has arrived, Keiichi-san? Take your seat. Clunk clunk. Spliff. Not caring one bit, I made her eat a flick to the forehead. Bwah. Keiichi-san is being mean. Hey, don't pick on the younger kids, my brother-kun. Apologize to her. I saw that Satoko stuck out her tongue at me. I saw Satoko stick her tongue out at me. That little brat. You kids? Nah. Come on, my brother-kun. My brother-kun. Yeah, I'll apologize. Sorry, Satoko-san. In any case, I apologize, even if it wasn't a completely insincere tone of voice. Damn her. I'll remember this. Kei-chan, get your revenge at the club meeting. Take your seat. She switched to class representative mode. I sat down after Mion told me to. She switched to class representative mode. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna upload it. No point. I might play off stream too. Switch to class representative mode. With the boarding classes finished, school was finally over for the day. I think it's a good place to call it. I went through, what, 2 chapters? Just getting late. I don't know whether or not I have time to stay up or not. So I'm just play it safe. Oh yeah, let me check the VODs too after I'm done. When I'm done.